Hey guys, Joe here with Midwest Military Equipment and welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be taking you up inside the cab of this Oshkosh M1070 heavy equipment transporter. We're going to show you all the different operation features of this vehicle along with taking it out for a test drive and things to check before you get into the cab of this truck and take it down the road. So now that we are out here looking at this awesome 8x8 Oshkosh M1070, a couple key features I wanted to go over on this vehicle is powertrain wise. So these trucks are powered by an 8V92 Detroit diesel engine backed by an Allison automatic transmission. From there, it gets distributed to all 4 drive axles, which all can be engaged. So this is a full 8x8 truck, down to these 1600 R20 tires. One thing that you notice at looking at this tire right here is the hub size. So these are actually a Planetary reduction hub. So very similar to the FMTVs, the M1070s, this is a 2-to-1 reduction hub out on the wheel end. Limiting factor and a question we get asked a lot in regards to M1070s is what is the top speed? So these trucks, they were never designed to go super fast. They're just not a speed demon. They're designed to haul a lot of weight, like the M1000 trailer that we actually had hooked to this truck. If you've been watching our channel at all, we're actually taking this truck and a trailer, providing it to a good customer of ours out of Kentucky. So they're not designed to go highway speeds. They only have a top speed of about 48 miles an hour is all you're going to be able to get out of an M1070. So we get a lot of inquiries about people wanting to turn them maybe into an expedition vehicle, things like that. Definitely would make a statement, but not a great vehicle if you're going to go run down the interstate every day. If you want to pull whatever you want to pull, amazing truck for that, and it's geared for that, and so on and so forth. So another important feature about the M1070 is the rear suspension on the truck is full air ride, and the rear axle does steer. So we'll go ahead and demonstrate the steering process whenever we get into the cab to be able to drive it, but this rear axle here actually has a full steering system. This particular unit is part of our service. We went through, put all brand new airbags on it, all the fluids and filters have been changed, everything just to bring it up to snuff where it's able to hook to that trailer and be put directly to work as the customer intends to use it. This particular M1070 still has the original 5th wheel plate. The 5th wheels on these are actually an oversized kingpin hitch, and if you notice, the ramp slides on it is specifically designed for the M1000 trailer. So your standard over-the-road truck is a much smaller kingpin hitch for the 5th wheel itself. This one is actually a 3-inch hitch, so substantially larger diameter, designed to hold more weight. Behind that here is 2 massive DP manufacturing hydraulic winches. These are designed for self-recovery winches and also loading unloading when it's coupled to the M10 or the M1000 trailer. Typically there's a small accessory winch just to help pull the larger winches out. That particular one was missing on this unit whenever it came in. The customer's not really planning on using the winches on this truck for the application they're going to be using the truck and trailer in, so we went ahead and left that winch off of it. Went through, we replaced all of the winch cable tensioner, airbags on it, fuel lines, fuel filters, and freshened up the whole interior. The truck really turned out awesome. I'm going to go ahead and pop the hood straps on it. We'll show you this 8V92 diesel engine that powers the Oshkosh M1070. So this particular truck, like many of the M1070s we have come through the shop, went through a complete government overhaul. Literally a nut and bolt rebuild of the entire truck, including engine, transmission, axles. We've bought a ton of M1070s over the past 10 to 12 years, and all of them we try to stick to are these government overhaul trucks just because they are so ridiculously clean. I mean, if you look at the oil cooler here, I mean, all the fittings, all the lines, all your hoses, everything's already replaced. I mean, the paint is not even burnt off the exhaust manifolds on these trucks. So if you're in the market for an M1070, we do have about a dozen of these overhauled trucks left in stock that have super low mileage and a lot of recent updates. I mean, they even go so far to replacing the radiators in these trucks whenever they do the overhaul program. Just overall very clean final impression of an Oshkosh M1070. So the engine on these, as I said earlier, is an 8V92 Detroit. It is actually a 2-stroke diesel engine. So it actually is supercharged and turbocharged, which is very interesting and gives it that really cool, unique sound of the M1070. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the hood down and we'll jump up into the cab and go over some of the operation features. First thing before you get up into the cab on these trucks is the battery disconnect switch. So the battery disconnect switch is located right here by the rear winches. Go ahead and open up this panel here. Make sure the battery disconnect switch is pushed in order to have power to it. So a lot of the Oshkosh, like LVSRs and some of the newer HEMTs, have this same battery disconnect switch. Another important thing too when operating the M1070, just kind of as a minor pre-trip thing, outside of any of your normal CDL pre-trips, is an important thing to note is that the fuel tanks actually have shutoffs. So you can draw from both tanks simultaneously, or there's a shutoff valve at the back of each tank. So if you want to only draw from one tank, you simply shut the shutoff on there and be able to draw from the major tank like what we've got it set up as right now. Primer handle here for when you're changing fuel filters, and then engine oil dipstick, transmission oil dipstick, very easily accessible, along with a remote oil filter and then a fuel filter. So we'll go ahead and jump up in the cab of this truck, crank it up now that we got the battery switch on, kind of walk you over some of the interior features of the Oshkosh M1070. All right, so now that we're up into the cab of the Oshkosh M1070, this particular unit, as I said earlier, super low miles, super low hours. This one's got 459 engine hours, and the odometer is showing 7,239 miles. Some of these during the overall process, the odometers were reset, some were not. If I had to guess, the mileage probably was not reset on this truck because it's just so ridiculously clean. I have trouble believing that somebody drove this thing 7,000 miles at 45 miles an hour. If you look at the instrument panel of the M1070, very similar to some of the other family of Oshkosh vehicles. A lot of the gauges are similar, steering wheel's similar, things of that nature. All the lighting, they really kind of simplified your light control. You don't have a 3-lever light switch, which is like typically found in some of the other military vehicles. Cabin layout, very, very comfortable air ride seat for the passenger, or excuse me, for the driver and the passenger. And the back seat gives you a huge bench seating area. So that seat actually folds up almost like into a dump bed, or a bunk bed, excuse me. And that's a very nice feature, just gives you a lot of extra room in the inside of this truck. Then you've got this massive engine tunnel here that covers that back of that 8V92 Detroit and that Allison automatic transmission. Service-wise, probably one of my favorite trucks to work on electronically because they simply put all of the electronics for the entire truck right here underneath these panels here, making service and diagnostic for electrical components very, very easy. You've got your transfer case shift lever here. You do have a high and low transfer case. Allison standard gear selector here, your driveline interlock switch, and then your heat controls there. So other than that, pretty well it. We get a lot of inquiries about what these are. So this is an NBC air filtration system in the back of them. That's one thing in the civilian world you're probably going to never use, but the Oshkosh M1070s normally come standard with it, along with some cute little dome lights that they've got there. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the start switch on here, and we'll crank this thing up. See all the gauges come up. They start very, very easy, and these engines just sound absolutely awesome. Operating these trucks, I'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and do some of the rear steer where we can show you that. So the rear steer steers some. If we want to look into the mirror there, you can see that rear axle is turning as I turn the wheel to help make the turning radius of this 30 some odd foot long truck much, much easier. I'm going to roll the window down. It's kind of a warmer day here today, and we'll release the parking brake and take it for a quick spin. You know, one thing that I got to give Oshkosh credit on is their trucks. They added things like a backup alarm from the factory versus the FMTV vehicles didn't have that. We'll go ahead and pull this thing out the gate and take you guys for a little spin in it. For a truck this size and this weight, they really do get out of the hole really, really well. It's very impressive on how responsive the throttle is on them. And even when you hook to something like the M1000 trailer, we did an awesome video just kind of coupling this truck right as we first got it running, being a government surplus truck. Before we brought it into the shop, we ran it around, and it didn't even know that M1000 trailer was behind it. It was really absolutely amazing. So we'll go ahead and pull through the gate here, and we'll go down to a cul-de-sac and show you how well this truck turns. So Eric, what I'd like to do is we'll just cut. As you guys can see, you know, this thing just absolutely rips. Drive it with one finger, you know, for one beast of a truck. It's pretty unbelievable to do that. Another really nice feature is the built-in exhaust brake. So you've got an exhaust brake switch right here next to the transmission selector. Able to turn it on low or high. I'll go ahead and turn it on high for when we come down this next little hill here. And that exhaust brake, it'll already help you downshift. Exhaust brake come on. Help naturally slow the truck down. Just take some wear off the brakes, and especially when you're loaded, it's a very nice thing to be able to slow these trucks down, because I mean, it is a 38,000 pound empty weight truck. So we'll get down here to the cul-de-sac and show you how good this truck turns around. It's like right now, feels like we're going a lot faster, but we're doing 35. Really getting after it. Well, I don't think this guy wants any smoke. We always get a lot of good looks from our neighbors here in the industrial park. So, beast of a truck. We might make it. No, we didn't make it. It's always my turning radius test in these trucks. All right, we'll do it from a dig here. Got it that time. What an absolute treat to drive. I'm really looking forward to getting this thing hooked back up to the M1000 trailer that we had it hooked to prior. That M1000, we're doing a ton of different work to it right now. Now that we've got the truck done, we're really focusing all of our time on that trailer. That particular trailer, we went ahead and pulled all 40 tires off of it, replaced them with brand new tires, and went ahead and foam filled them, because the application this truck's going to, the customer wanted foam filled tires just so that way they didn't have to worry about flats or anything like that. Added a ton of weight. It's ridiculous on how much weight foam filling tires actually has. We're going to do a separate video covering the tire installation and then recoupling the truck to it. And hopefully when we get it all said and done, we're going to load the tank on it. That's the plan, and kind of give it a little test before we go ahead and get it uncoupled and then shipped out to the customer, where they're going to be hauling a ridiculous amount of weight with both the truck and trailer. So hopefully we'll get some photos and content after the truck gets put into service for their application, because the weight that they've been telling us they're planning on using is just it's pretty unreal. So if you're looking for a military vehicle, any shape or kind, we keep over 200 military trucks in stock, along with all the parts to support them. I mean, just for example, this is our finished inventory lot down here. We've got probably 30 to 40 trucks listed on our website right now, from Humvees, LMTVs, custom water trucks, to even Oshkosh M1070s like this one we just showcased for you guys today. Biggest thing for us is after sales support, not only on truck questions, technical questions, but parts and having availability of parts. We have 3 main warehouse buildings here that stock thousands of parts for these military vehicles. So if you've got a military truck and you're looking for parts for it, or you're wanting to add a military truck to your fleet, be sure to check out our website, MidwestMilitaryEquipment.com, or give our sales team a call at 636-900-9046. We really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch today's video today. Stay tuned for more awesome comment.